Hi, my name is Michael. I DJ under the name of Miche. This is my compilation on Mr Bongo Records. It's 15 tracks, beautiful modern soul. We've got gospel on there, we've got jazzy bits on there, we've got some music from Brazil, we've got music from all over the USA. My musical background is I've DJ'd, collected records for about 8 years now. I was the music programmer at Spiritland for 4 years, so I had amazing experiences listening to so many amazing DJs and influenced by so many great people. This record would appeal to record collectors, to diggers, and to just people who love soul music. It's got some records on there which are really hard to find, some impossible to find, and some which are hiding in plain sight all along. All of these tracks were licensed by myself, or the artists, or the producers. I found them through social media, or even old school methods like finding directories, calling numbers, hoping it was the right person. We're gonna have a good time. Pour a glass of red wine. You know we're gonna be here all night. It's available on a double LP, gatefold, on black vinyl. We've got a transparent yellow vinyl limited run as well. It's also available on CD, and we've got a mixtape which I did from tracks of the comp, available on cassette. Every artist wrote these songs with love. It was compiled with love by myself for people who love soul music. So first up on the comp, we've got South Funk Boulevard's Sky and High, Getting Off on Your Loving. This is a killer space funk, crazy introduction released in the mid-1980s. Talks about please observe the no smoking signs and fasten your seatbelts and stuff. So as soon as I heard this, I knew that this would have to be the first tune on the record. It's such a killer intro. So I got in touch with the singer of the band. He is still singing in churches in Birmingham, Alabama. But before I found him, it was a bit tricky to find him, but before I found him, I almost ended up going on a wild goose chase around the UK, trying to find a science teacher under the same name who'd moved out of the same area, who was a singer at the same time. And after talking to this guy for a few weeks, it turned out it wasn't the guy. But, you know, going through, church directories in Birmingham, Alabama, in the south of the US, we found our guy.
You're piped into Venus via satellite. The sound, South Funk Boulevard.
So this record here is Summer Love by Mandisa. A woman named Maggie Epting Bonds under the name of Mandisa, written by William Wright, who went on to do quite a seminal jazz album called You Got That Right. On that record, which is really collectible in the jazz thing, there was this tune Summer Love, and this is the vocal version of it. But it's a re-recording of it. It's not just they took the original and they put a vocal over it. My friend Zaf showed me this, and it's like very obscure, out of tune. Don't know whether it was cut at a slower speed than usual or something, but it definitely sounds out of tune or something, but kind of psychedelic, very kind of obscure. The imperfections make it perfect in a way. We actually reissued this record on a 7-inch, same format, a few years ago. It did really well, and it's such a beautiful record. I knew that it had to be part of this compilation. This track here, City Lights, beautiful AOR, obscure jazz funk thing, originally released on this record here, which is the WLRS compilation, radio compilation number 4, local radio station from Louisville, Kentucky. They'd go around and get local bands and put them on. The rest of the record's not too great, but this one tune on there has been hiding, and it's phenomenal. This was a nightclub band from Louisville, Kentucky. There was a group on Facebook that I found the license for this one, because there's like an alumni group and people were posting memories and photos and pictures of the band. They'd play every week, and they wrote this lovely bit of music. This is City Lights. Now you've got it. This record here is the Papaya record from Seattle, Washington. I like to say that this is the best Brazilian tune to never come out of Brazil. This is Favela, which is a cover of Antonio Carlos Jobim's O Morro, originally a protest song, but this is, the funky dudes from Seattle decided to get together. 2 drummers on the track. It's phenomenal. There's great rhythms and a really lovely hook the whole way through. So this one here is a super special record from Brazil, especially in the Mr Bongo camp as well. I know that this one is a very sought after record. This is Alcione Malenga's Este Mundo Tem, not the Alcione Nazareth, the superstar from Brazil. This is Alcione Malenga. I remember finding this woman on Facebook under the same name, flicking through all her photos, got really excited when I saw a picture of her singing as a child. And then there it was, there was a picture of her stood in front of a framed image of like all of her records that she'd done, and this was in there. So I added her on Facebook, we've become really good friends, and I told her that one day I hope to find a copy of this, and she posted it to me. This is a record by a band called Quintessentia. It's another record from Brazil, and the track we took off it is Cerrado, originally written by Javan. My friend Mafalda showed me this record. She played the track Cravo Canela off it, and I saw my friend Patrick Forge, and he told me, have you flipped it over yet? I hadn't done. I cycled home, I got the record out, I flipped it over and listened to this beautiful version by Javan. This record here is called It Was September by the band Superior Elevation from Louisiana. Originally released in 1981, it was written by Curtis Green, who I licensed it from. Shown to me by my friend James Pogson, it was something that I'd wanted to put out for a long time. We had lots of discussions about this. He runs an amazing record label. It didn't work for him, but he helped me out, and it finds its home on this compilation.
It was September. That's when she went away. I was all by myself. Oh yeah. No one to talk to.
The last track on the A-side is this track by Smoke Inc. This one was super hard to find, really sought after record. So this is proving why reissues are so brilliant, because this is quite expensive record these days, and now it's available for everyone. It's written by Stanford Terry and Roy Schmull. I actually got in touch with Roy and we licensed it through him. I went for dinner the other day with Stanford Terry's ex-partner. Stanford sadly passed away, but she was over in London and we spoke about the stories of this record. So lots of love to Sarah and Kanie, Stanford's daughter, for their help. So this record here is Magic Corner by Belita Woods, 1969, but sounds like it could have been recorded in the late 70s. Lovely bit of deep soul, down tempo, but still rocking. I remember buying house records with Belita Woods singing on it. She went on to do it in Brainstorm, she went on to do house records with Basement Boys and stuff like that, but this is her first release. Beautiful bit of deep, funky soul. This record here is Spare Hair's Ain't No Doubt About It, something that was listed wrong on YouTube and Discogs as William Barlack, one of the songwriters. It's actually, the band was called Spare Hair, so I'm glad to rectify that with this compilation. They're from the west coast of America, recorded in 1977, a golden period of music, and just super upbeat, positive message in the music. Something also that Gary and Dave from Mr Bongo went out to Rap Cats earlier this year, and he came down and he met them. So there's a photo of all of them together. Since then, they've actually started the band back together. They've gone for some jam sessions and stuff like that. So if you're about in the West Coast and you see them doing a show, go and support them. This record here epitomises the beauty of reissues and compilations for me. This was Sweet Mixture's House of Fun and Love, something that I don't actually own an original of, although I'd love to own one. We reissued this 3 years ago, and it really finds a home being the last track on this compilation. This is such a special tune for me. House of Fun and Love, we named the label after it, we did the parties after it. Produced in Chicago by Ron Rice. Not much is known about the band, but I spoke to Ron's daughter about him and his production work. This is probably one of the greatest records I think ever made.